Speaking of smooth like butter, BTS, man.
I didn't work on butter, but I've worked
know,
on
yeah.
48 BTS mixes now.
Wow.
48 released BTS mixes.
So
There's a few that didn't
perfect.
come out.
Wow.
Golly.
Switched my entire mindset on this. So BTS, when I listen to a lot of K-pop, not just BTS, but of course, like NSYNC right now. It feels like a lot of K-pop is super reminiscent on our like the pop music that was super relevant in America from the 2000s to even like the early 2010s. So do you find yourself ever going back to any techniques you used to use when getting their records, or is everything super still like modern?
Man, I feel like I've forgotten more techniques in my lifetime than, because you're just always reinventing yourself and trying to stay fresh and, so much information. But the one time that was super applicable was Once Upon a Time in Shaolin. The Secret Wu-Tang album. So I mixed the entire Secret Wu-Tang double album.
That's right.
All 29 tracks.
Right.
And every member of Wu-Tang, every member of the Killer Bees with a few incredible features.
You serious?
Yes, he's very serious. That's that's literally my bombshell question.
one copy in existence. Pleaser Dow in Brooklyn has it now. It's in Brooklyn.
Oh, Pleaser Dow has it?
Pleaser Dow has it in Dumbo.
Are they gonna let the public?
I thought Martin had. Oh no, they
No. It was in a government. Well,
I should call them and see if they'll give me a private listen of it.
I'm saying,
I haven't heard it since I fucking mixed it. And
oh my god,
it's such a
I was
fucking
just
great
about to
record,
ask you where
dude.
your laptop was, but
Yeah,
all right,
no.
seems like
it's not on his laptop.
Yeah.
For him to have the Secret Wu-Tang on his would be the most
laptop would be
insane
insane.
NFT
That
of
would
all
be
time.
so hip hop though.
That would be.
Yeah,
it would be like
seriously.
I got the tape. So you worked on the Secret Wu-Tang album. That was only one
Insane.
copy. It was an art piece. Obviously, a lot of things politically kind of just happened with it. But how did that come about? Like mixing that album, and were you aware that it was going to be that kind of marketing for it?
No, I didn't know. And originally they came to me, and they asked me to sign an NDA, and I'm like, I'm not signing an NDA, and before I know what the fuck I'm getting into. So I'm like, and I told him, I'm like, Kanye West doesn't have me sign an NDA. If he can trust me, you can too. What do you got? And they're like, all right, this is what we're doing. And I was like, you're doing what? I almost passed on what? Oh my God.
Right.
So yeah, it was like, I didn't even tell my manager until the announcement came out that they had put it out, and like every news outlet in the world was running stories on it. My manager calls me and he's like, bro, have you heard of this fucking Wu-Tang album? And I'm like, I got to tell you something I couldn't tell you before.
Yo, bro.
Wow.
That's me. It's me. It's Ken Lewis. Wow. So you mixed that entire project.
You've heard
it. You're one of the very few people.
I've heard it more than probably most.
maybe.
Maybe there's 2 or 4 other people on earth that have heard it more than me.
Right. You mixed it. You know how it is when you mixed it. Like,
all those songs. Yeah.
So who had the
1,000
best
times.
verse on this
Wow.
album?
Who had the best verse?
But back to your question, that album was, I had to go back to my original skill sets of New York boom bap hip hop in the 90s. That was the sound of that album. That was what they wanted to go for. That was why they called me. Yeah. So, and it's Wu-Tang Clan. So the toughest thing about mixing Once Upon a Time in Shaolin was not being such an engineer. Yeah. Like everything that you did to make things sound better made the vibe not better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So the real challenge was to keep Wu-Tang sounding like Wu-Tang. Because man, let me tell you, you can fuck that shit up very quickly.
I'm sure.
And it just polishes up and you're like, this doesn't feel right. What is? So I had to really kind of, and this is from me, who I already think I don't polish shit up. So I'm like, so I'm listening to this and I just felt like the hardest thing about that was making the choices to do less.
Yeah.
And to let them be them, and just to make sure that everything is audible and raw and rugged,
Translating
and New
the right
York
way.
hip hop, and